What up, YouTube? So today is going to be part 17 of the Honda Civic h22 h2k build, and today we're going to be installing a new clutch master cylinder, new slaves, and line. So we're going to tuck the line. As you can see, this one's just kind of hanging there. This is going to make it look a little cleaner, and the actual pedal on here has been getting squishy as I've been driving it. So let me show you guys what's happening. It's pretty much leaking under here. Let's see if I can see it right there. So we've been losing a little pressure every now and then, which is pretty much what happens on these cars a lot. I mean, it's like 25 years old, so I'm probably older than that actually. But yeah, if we're gonna get that fixed up, we're gonna got a tuck line on here, and then we're also going to reinstall the AEM fuel pump. I had put a regular one here from just an RSX just to get the car back running, because I thought that was the problem, but ended up being a fuel filter again. So this is the third one. We've already pretty much went over that in the last video if you want to check that out. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and start pretty much disconnecting the slave, which is 212 millimeters. I believe there are 212s for the master as well, and then this is just a 10, but I'm just gonna cut it since we're not gonna be using it anymore, and pretty much just connect this with just a pliers, and that's your reserve. Probably just take the 210s off with the slave so it doesn't leak fluid everywhere. You probably want to put like a, I don't know, a rag right here, just so, because it does get eats up your paint from the brake fluid. So other than that, and I'll kind of show you guys my technique on how I bleed the system, because when you have a lot of air and a hydraulic system, it takes a minute, especially when you're doing it by yourself. So I'll kind of show you that too as well. So I'm gonna go ahead, start disconnecting everything, and we'll come back, start getting everything in place, and then ready for the install. Alright, so we got the slave master cylinder off, we got the clutch master cylinder off, and then we went ahead and took the complete line off. So all that's pretty much not going to be used anymore. Now we can go ahead and start installing the slave cylinder, and then pretty much, well, actually not going to install it yet. We're just going to get the line. Actually, we'll do the master first, install the line, and then the slave, and then we'll bleed it in our little cup so it gets all the air out. I'll show you guys how to do that, and then we'll come back, install the slave, and then make sure it has pressure and everything, and then we'll swap out the fuel, make sure that the gauge doesn't drop pressure. If it does, then the fuel pump's still no good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going, and then we'll come back and start getting on how to bleed the actual clutch and slave. Alright, so I pretty much got the slave cylinder and clutch master cylinder all hooked up. This is the way I kind of bleed it. So what I like to do is put it in a little, I just got this little cup and cut it, but actually put the actual bleeder hole inside and then pump it a couple times, and that'll actually start getting most of the air. So as you can see, just want to do it kind of slowly, and pretty much do this until all the air bubbles are kind of out, and then that should actually help it bleed from the top. So you want to make sure you keep this all filled at all times while bleeding, and usually when you get all the bubbles out, you could put or at least most of them, all the bigger bubbles out, then you can put the bleeder screw back in, and then kind of do the same step. And then once you actually lock this down, and then you can actually start pumping the pedal a couple times, which we'll do, and then this should be sticking out pretty good enough for it to have pressure. Then we can mount it up, and everything should be good with the pedal pressure. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish bleeding this, and then we'll come back. Alright, so we're back now, and everything is pretty much installed. New slave, new master cylinder, and we can try the pedal now. That's perfect pressure, so that shouldn't be leaking anymore. I went ahead and jumped ahead and did the fuel pump already, so pretty much I think I just gotta put the intake back on, and then we'll start it up and see if the pressure drops. If it does, then we're gonna need a new fuel pump as well. And then I think all we pretty much need after that is going to be a cutout to go to the dyno, because it'll lose too much power with just going from 3" to like 1 1/4 or 1 3/4 or whatever it's on here right now at the tip. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this intake real fast, and then we'll come back and see how everything works. All right, so we're back now, and everything's pretty much good. As you can see, the gauge is still good. So the gauge is still good. So we got the new fuel pump back in there, the 320. And right now, I'm just gonna go take it for a little test drive and make sure everything is good. And then that's pretty much gonna be the end of this video, guys. All right, guys. So we're pretty much done for today. I think everything has pretty much been replaced on this motor swap so far as getting it all back on the road and everything. It's probably going to be driven for a little bit before we take it to the dyno just to make sure everything's perfect, but it pretty much is. It just needs a good tune. The tune isn't allowing me to rev up. I think it's because of the RBC manifold, the map pressure or something. It's not hitting VTEC right now, so once we get the downpipe and get ready to go to dyno, we'll do another video, and then after that we'll be taking it to the track. So other than that, that's pretty much it for the day. If you haven't, like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys on the next video.